everybody was just late for the whole performance. So like, VAV, you did amazing, sweetie. Keep doing what you're doing because we love you so much. Sup, ladies and gents, it's your girl Sid here. What is up? How you guys doing? So I am back. Listen, we have quite a lot to discuss about. And all good stuff, actually. So yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, I leave to go to Puerto Rico, right? Everything's cool, everything's chill. We arrive safe and sound, nothing's broken, everything's intact, and everything's in one piece. Sunday comes. I freaking out. I wake up pretty darn early, actually. I woke up and I was just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Today is D-Day. Today is the day. There's no turning back. Finally, we leave. The whole time I was like, are we gonna make it there in time? Are we gonna be there in time? Oh my God. Like, I needed one of those paper bags that they give you to, like, you know, take it easy, breathe, you know? We arrived. And oh boy, I was so nervous because I thought we were gonna get lost, but we found it like this. And once I get out, I start hearing a lot of screaming, and I was just like, no way, they just arrived. And like, I come out of the parking lot and I come and see, like, you know, the iconic black bands, and I'm like, oh, they are here. And my cousin's like, I'm like, you don't understand. Anyways, a little more fast forward. It's starting to get near 4 o'clock, and you know, the no line rule thing, and I just see a lot of people like lining up, and I'm like, wait a second, let me cross the street, because I was like right across the street from the theater. I was like, let me cross the street and ask these people. Like, I'm usually really shy. I don't like talking to people a lot. I avoid asking questions if I can at all costs. So I come and ask like a couple of girls, actually, because like nobody really knew. That's one of the things that I didn't like so much, that for the VVIP, nobody really knew what to do. I mean, we were instructed and we knew what we had to do, but when it came to like being at the actual place, there wasn't really a structure. When we actually kind of had like a little more structure in the, like, you know, line to go in, my queuing number was 113, and my lovely girls 114 and 115, Cyan and Chloe, they were amazing. Like, they were so nice. I loved them so much. Like, I was really scared that I wasn't gonna, like, you know, befriend anybody. So anyways, yeah, like the whole time we were basically going like back and forth Spanglish, you know, and it was so cool, and like they were so amazing, and we relate so much, and like now we're besties. Like, I love them. Finally, we get in. It starts getting real. Anyways, we get in, we get lined up, and we start waiting. They have, you know, the background music of the boys, and like we start singing along to it. We're like excited. People keep coming in because, you know, we're like barely the 113, and there's like 200 plus, I think, VVIPs. There was a lot of people. Like, I'm surprised that VVIP didn't sold out, because VIP and general admission sold out. A little more fast forward, the boys come in, and boy was I not ready. You know, whenever like you see in movies that they portray, like, you know, the human, the demigod, and the god, you know how they have different sizes. Humans is like, you know, your average size, and then you got the gods that are like huge. So these boys are gods because they're huge. Like, excuse me, I didn't expect them to be this dang tall and like broad, and I was like, ah, I am death. I am completely death. We're over here, like, you know, trying to take videos of them, like, you know, sitting down, because first off, we did the whole fan sign. More fast forward, it's our turn to go to the line. So we go, and Chloe saying they have questions for the guys, like in sticky notes, and I was just like, oh, Don, that was a good idea. Like, I should have done that. Like, I could have had time to, like, you know, write down something and like ask them, but then I was like, no, I'm already too nervous, so let me just focus on me right now. So yeah, we were like, okay, I'm ready. We're like, are you ready? We're ready. We're like discussing what we're gonna do, and like I'm just like, okay, we're ready. We got this. We're gonna do this. I'm not gonna choke up. It's about to be my turn, right? my friend Chloe, yeah, we're on a friend basis now. My friend Chloe goes first, then me, then Cyan. So I'm waiting for my turn. The guy that's over here, you know, helping with the crew, he's like, this Korean guy, he's helping out too, and he's like, oh, wait here. And I was like, okay. And then he comes and tells me again, because and while we were waiting outside in the line, they gave us our VVIP signs. Oh my god, my name! Sydney! Ah! Yeah! So I was excited, you know, I had my little thing, but it was turned this way. So the guy was like, oh, can you turn it around so they can see your name? Boy! This dude had such a deep voice. I was shook. I was like, oh sure. And I turned it around, and then he's like, okay, you go next. And then that's when we meet the boys. First off was Saint Man. He's gorgeous. His smile, like, whoa! But you know what? Surprise, surprise. I was calm, cool, collected. Like, what? You guys know me. You guys know how, like, I get whenever I see them on MV, or like whenever I see anybody's MV and like it just clicks with me. Like, you guys know I lose it. I have no idea how I kept my cool. Like, I really don't know. I was like so professional and like so calm. So like, right, all right, let's get let's get through the line. Met Saint Man, and I was like, oh, 안녕하세요. He was like, first off, he was shocked because I said 안녕하세요. So he was like, oh, 안녕하세요. And I was like, hi. He was like, hola, thanks so much for coming. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then like he signed, and I was like, huh. But I was cool on the outside, but on the inside I was like kind of losing it. But yeah, and then he was like, oh, thank you so much, and he like handshake me, and I was like, thank you. Next off, it was you. And again, I was like, oh, 안녕. He was like, hola. Before I said 안녕, he said hola. And I was like, I wanted to say hola back, but like it just, 안녕 kind of came first. And it was like, again, impressed. And I was like, why be impressed? Like, you should already know that everybody, like every K-pop fan is gonna already know 사랑해, 안녕, 오빠, what else? What's something that everybody knows? 어머, 대박, you know? So anyways, I was just like, you know? But he was like, oh, I think he said gracias. But that was pretty much it. Like with you, it was like pretty short. But like again, handshake. Next off, it was Ace. Ace, his makeup was so gorgeous. Like all of them had the same makeup, and it was like, you know, it was like a bronzy nude type with glitter, and it was gorgeous. But with Ace, boy, let me tell you, that makeup was amazing. Like literally my like, I looked up and like all I could see was Ace's eyes. Like I was just like, 안녕하세요. Like he was gorgeous. And he was like, oh, 안녕하세요. Like, you know, he signed, and he was like, oh, thanks so much for coming. And I was like, thank you. And then I'm not 100% sure if it was first Baron or if it was Low. We're gonna go with Baron first. So we go next to Baron, and I'm like, oh, 안녕하세요 again, you know. And Baron is just so adorably cute. He was just like, oh, thank you, hola. And I was just like, oh, thank you. Like I couldn't even talk to him. But like it was like Baron and I's interaction was like so fast that I didn't like really have a time to react, just to like, you know, 안녕하세요 and like thank you and the handshake. That was it. When he just like, you know, naturally moves the album to the side. I wasn't aware of who was next. Surprise, surprise! It was Low, my bias. And like he's like, oh, hi, how are you? And I was like, oh, 안녕. He was like, oh, 안녕. And I was like, he was already done signing, and like I was like, we were about to handshake, and I was like, you're actually my bias from the group, and like I really love you guys, and I love everything you guys are doing. So like just really keep doing everything you guys are doing. And I feel like he was so touched by what I said. I don't know, maybe like he acted more touched than he really would have been, because I said he was my bias, so you know, fan service. But this dude, he comes and like he shakes my hand and then puts like, okay, yeah, so let's pretend this is my hand. I mean, of course it's my hand, but you know, this is his hand, like he's shaking it, and then he puts his other hand over here, so like he's double shaking it, and he's like, oh, thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. And I'm just like, oh, no problem. And then we go finally to Enya, and he was really shy. Like I kept saying it to Chloe, like that's her bias, and I was like, he's so shy, why is he so shy? She's like, yeah, he's shy, but whenever you're shy with him, then he'll be like, you're shy. And I'm just like, oh, so he's that type. Anyway, so you know, Enya had really nice makeup like Ace, and you know, he's shy, but I didn't get a handshake from him. I did realize, like, that's whenever like all of us are like freaking out, because like, oh my god, we gotta stay. So like, you know, I'm over here like just like admiring the signature. I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. So you know, got my album here with all of the signs, and then everybody started checking, you know, their pictures and like who they got. And I was like, oh man, I wonder who I'm gonna get. Like I was just like, oh gosh, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if I got my bias? Because like that's never happened with any of the BTS albums I've gotten. Like literally it happened with the last one I got, literally. But lo and behold, the gods that we were in presence of, they decided to be so kind enough to give me my bias low as my photo card, and I was just like, oh my gosh, my life is complete. The postcard that I got was actually Baron, and he looks excuse me, he looks very dashing. But I was over the moon at that point. I was just like over the moon. I was just like, is that it? I'm happy with all of this. Are we going home? Is that all I'm getting? I was literally so like happy that I was if they told me you have to go now, I was totally good because of what just happened. Then they come and tell us, okay, start making lines for the group pictures and high touches. And I was like, wait, we're getting group pictures. I forgot. So fast forward again. We're already past the freaking out point, because, you know, we had to take it easy again. So we're over here, you know, again in the line for the group pictures. All of us, luckily, all three of us, we were in the same group picture. So, you know, we're over here like doing high fives, saying, man, yay, like, oh, yay, like, yeah. Whenever it was Enya's turn, he was like, and I was just like, can you not? And then Baron, for my high five, since I'm only 5'2", and he's like, how tall? He goes like, yeah. And I was just like, stop it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then after him, it was because they had they switched positions, so all of them weren't in the same spot as they were before. But this time, Lo was in the last, like he was the last one in the row. So, you know, all of them were like, once they were saying like hi, once they were like giving you the high fives, they were like saying thank you for coming, or thank you. And then Lo, whenever we're going to high five, he's like, thank you, I really do appreciate it. I was just like, what? Why do I get a different message than everybody else? What? So, you know, I'm over here like on fan service like heaven, and I'm over here like making like wedding plans already. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it was like really like, whoa. Like I was like, you know, one of those anime moments where they're like, Nani? That was me. So yeah, we're like, they're sitting down and we're like going behind them to take the picture. I was like, oh man, I wanted to like be right behind him because I wanted to try and do like, you know, a heart with him. But it was closer to St. Van. So I told my friend Cyan, since she's biased of St. Van, I was like, do you want to switch? Immediately, like that was like, I was like, do you want to switch? And like before, like she was like, yeah, let's do it. So we switched, and I was closer to St. Van. So we all three of us, well, no, actually, I think Cyan didn't do like the heart like this because I think she did a heart with Ano. We stand, well, they stand up, they turn around to us like, thank you. So we like start leaving. Once we start leaving, listen to this tea, listen to this tea. So we start walking by, right? We start walking. We start going, we're still going. And like, we're saying, oh, bye, bye. Like, well, I'm kind of like bowing while I'm saying bye. And, I told you, Lo is the last one on the row. And like, I'm like, you know, I'm saying hi, like I'm making direct eye contact. Cause I'm like, you're mine. No, like, I'm like, oh, bye, bye, bye. And then like, Lo and I lock eyes. We're saying bye to each other. And he follows me while I'm walking. I kid you not. I was like, once it happened, I was like, am I making this up in my mind? Like, I literally immediately turned around and I was like, Chloe, was that me? Or like, did you, like before I even finished my thought, she was like, yes, dude, he was looking at you because he didn't even turn around to look at me. And I was like, what? So, let's just say I made an impression on Lo, so I feel good about myself. Thinking back on it, like whenever like I was actually thinking back on it while I was like heading back home, I was like, he was probably doing it for the fan service. Smart and sneaky. But oh my gosh, was I living for it. So we're all done and they're like, okay, everything's done. And I'm like, oh wait, I have to go get my merch. So I was like, Dashi, run, run, run. Like I was getting my stuff, I got my stuff. Excuse me? Excuse me? I got my stuff. Wow. I feel like I got Sailor Moon pose. So after all of that, the magic started. The show started. And boy, did I lose my marbles. Like I was cool, calm, collected when I saw them beforehand. But when I saw them performing, I was not okay. I was losing every single atom, neuron, electron, Decepticons, everything in my being. Like, it was just that performance. It was too good. Everything was amazing. Like, listen. There was at one point where Saint Van was like, oh no, honey, it's too hot. Let me just, I've been feeling kind of hot. And he literally took off his jacket and like just tossed it. And like you can see his half sleeve. And I was just like dying. And then like they kept performing and I was dying. And then Lo comes and takes off his freaking jacket. And then I started dying. So yeah. I was calm, cool, collected the whole time. Yeah, pretty much. I was having the time of my life. I was singing along, I was camping along, I was with my light stick doing, you know, like the regular like that. Like I was living my best life. And then they come and surprise us with Havana singing in Spanish and like rapping in Korean. So with Despacito. And I was like, honestly, one of the best nights of my life. One of the nights that I will always remember like this vividly. Like, boy, oh boy, was it amazing. Yeah, so like, you know, they just kept on performing, doing what they do best, looking amazing, looking good. Even though they were sweating, they looked amazing. Like, towards like the end of the show, like I started getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And then like at the end of the show, people started getting out, like, because they thought it was the end. So they're like, okay, let's go. But since I had really bad back pain, I was like, oh, wait a second, you guys. Like, I need a second. So I told Cyan and Chloe. Chloe was so sweet. She was holding my hand. She was, like, so worried about me. So once they came back again and they were like, are you ready for more? We dashed to the front! We almost touching the stage, trying to get one of them to get my phone. But I wasn't lucky enough. But still, I was so darn close. Like, excuse me, let me know, when is that ever gonna happen in my life? Never. So I was, you know, I was having the time of my life. I was enjoying it. Quick shout out to everybody who was in that concert. You guys are awesome. We sang happy birthday to Enya. So once they picked that up, they were like, oh, and then they started singing along, and then it was like this. So, you know, concert finally officially ends, and it is time for snapshot. And then we start doing lines. In the line, I have no idea how my upper lip had, like, I don't know, just, I guess, a cut or something, and I started bleeding. So I had like my front tooth covered in blood, and I was like, oh no. I kind of started freaking out a little bit because I was like, I'm about to take a picture with Lo with a bloody tooth. Excuse me, not cute. All I could think of was just like put my tongue like on top right there and just like take care of it, like oh, I hope it works. It actually did end up working. Moving forward again, it's finally my turn. So I ended up taking some pictures with Lo, and we had like a little conversation. So we are just, you know, I gotta say, guys, we're a couple. No, but it was really funny because whenever I went to take my picture with him, he was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I was like, hi again, I'm all right. And he was like, did you enjoy the show? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I kind of lost my voice because of you. And he just like starts like laughing. And it was so cute. And then we take our first picture. Dun, 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 is this one. And then, you know, once that one's like loading, we have like a small window to talk. And I was just like, shameless promo, but like not really a shameless promo. I just wanted him to like see me reacting to him, honestly, to see what his reaction would be. I was like, hey, so I actually did a reaction to you guys' Thriller Killer video, and I would really love it if you guys would watch it. Like, that was it. But my idiot self didn't even tell him my username, my anything. So like, we take the picture, second picture, and he's like, oh no, of course, I would like to check it out. You know, being the sweetheart he is. And then like, I'm just like, oh, okay, thank you. I literally tell him nothing else. And then like, I go to the side, I go and pick up my stuff. He looks like he's about to talk to me again, but I just like look down and then look up to smile again, because then I come and realize that he was gonna talk to me again. But then I was like, okay, never mind, I lost my chances. So then I leave. And then that's pretty much it. All in all, this concert experience was actually pretty great, pretty amazing. For like a first full-on concert, this was, I call it a win. I mean, the only negative thing was the outside waiting, that they didn't really have a good structure for the coming in for the queuing numbers for the VIP. But I mean, I'm not complaining about it. That legit scared me. At the end of the day, I got to see them, and that's what I paid for, and I was willing to wait. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, maybe subscribe. Remember to be part of the fam that we got going on, so that would be actually pretty cool if you join us. I do understand that everybody has the same likes, tastes, interests, you know, so it's okay to leave a dislike. Also, if you have any comments, constructive criticism, feedback, or just really, or if you were in the concert, or if you went to the concert, to any of their concerts, you know, leave a comment down below. And if you have any suggestions for any future videos, leave them down below. All right.